Can I have a show of hands? How many of you here know the quadratic formula? A lot of people. Now, how many of you know the new National Suicide Prevention Line? It's clear that there's a difference between these two questions, but why is that? Throughout my years in American high school, I noticed all these ineffective systems put in place around us. I also saw how much the system emphasized academic competition over teaching essential resources and life skills. We have always lived with this, the tests, the rote memorization, and college-oriented culture, when there is so much more that school has to offer. We are always hearing college this and college that, but not everyone goes to college. Most of the decisions students here at MVHS make are fueled by what they think a college would want, rather than what truly interests them. Students here at MVHS prioritize college over their mental and physical health. Speaking about college, in March last year, some family friends from Toronto visited. As the juniors that we were, we kept getting the infamous question that now almost every senior gets. Where are you applying to college? So, here I am, reciting a list of 20 schools I plan to apply on, based on hours of research. What really surprised me is what the friend from Toronto said. I don't know yet. I'll probably decide later on. I'm shocked. I want to learn more about their school and academic environment. Yeah, school is pretty chill. Shocked again. Their mindset about school was so different, yet they are in a country bordering the US. So, how does this relate to the overall American education system? Well, it shows how much this system emphasizes the future of students' education, constantly pressuring them to think about the future rather than what is right in front of them. To get some insight into our education system and different education systems worldwide, I interviewed transfer students here at MVHS from other parts of the US and world to see their perspective on Silicon Valley and the US compared to their prior education system. Senior Melita Powell from Ohio said, I went to the top public school in the state of Ohio, and I still feel more pressure here. All the others said they feel more pressure here to succeed. Junior Francesca Romana Fiorini, an exchange student from Italy, told me how her school ended at 1:30 every day. Also, how students were able to choose the high school based on their diverse interests, whether it be literature, law, technology, cooking, and more. When I asked her what advice she had for our education system, she said, to have more books in the class. I know we're in the era of technology in Silicon Valley, but computers and technology can be distracting. Sophomore Saren Jones from the UK said, to make the core subjects the same for everyone so that they can be more inclusive. Another sophomore from Hawaii said, making latter years of school mandatory takes away the love and motivation for school. When I told them about Finland's education system, they all reacted positively in some way. So, let's take a look at Finland, a country that piqued my interest when researching this topic because of its ideological and practical education system. In the 1970s, Finland had huge educational reform to fit the modern world. They first eliminated national standardized testing, similar to the ACT, SAT, or SBAC here in the US, and only did it on a sample of students every year because they trust their teachers. Students in Finland are much smarter than the US, but not on the IQ test. A newer, more accurate test called the Program for International Student Assessment, or PISA, was created in 2000 to fit the modern world. PISA examines 15-year-olds' mathematical, reading, and scientific literacy every 3 years. PISA aims to examine how students can apply knowledge both inside and outside of school. In 2018, Finland had an average score of 516.3 on this test, ranking 10th in the world. The US had an average score of 495, ranking 25th. Finland's education system sounds like paradise from a teacher and student's perspective. In Finland, to be a teacher is super competitive, and they are held to very high standards. However, they are paid and valued more. Students start school around 7 years old in Finland compared to 4 to 6 years old in the US. And after 16, education is not compulsory. And they have a variety of options post-high school and are not stuck in the traditional K-12 college job the US is stuck in. They start school around 9 to 9:45 a.m. every day and end school around 2 to 2:45 p.m. Their exams in high school are very different and often consist of essay responses so that they can truly demonstrate their knowledge rather than guessing lucky on a multiple choice. Their schooling is less with half the amount of homework. And I want to emphasize the point. More work and more homework do not equal better overall academic performance. Finland shows this. Let's be honest. The US has made no progress in educational reform in the past 30 years, and our system has stayed the same. That is why we, the students, must be the change first, before the schools. And that is why I'm giving this talk today. Although Finland had the schools and government change first, that's not going to happen here in the US. The famous quote by Gandhi, "You must be the change you wish to see in the world," literally applies to what I am telling you right here and right now. So, what should our change be? Well, traditional education is outdated. There are a variety of ways that students can learn that are outside of the classroom. Internships, co-ops, and jobs are all great ways for students to learn that are not in the traditional format. Get your hands dirty, seek internships, find jobs. As a person who currently has a job, I have learned so much more than I thought I would, and it has changed the way I see the world around me. We need to hold our teachers to higher standards and pay them more. In the US overall, the teachers are not held to very high standards, thinking that if they struggled in school, they'll be better teachers. But that logic is flawed. Would you trust a doctor that didn't do well in medical school? Probably not. Teachers are one of the lowest paid college graduated salaries, yet they produce the future of our society. Let's stop ranking students in schools. Students are not numbers on a list or a percentage greater than others. We are humans. Everyone has different preferences, so let's not rank schools and institutions in a one-size-fits-all manner. Our school is on our way with our new work experience class and career technical education, or CTE programs. These CTE programs cater to 15 industry sectors and combine rigorous academics with industry-specific knowledge so that after completing the program, students can directly enter the industry without having to attend a higher educational institution. Our school's award-winning Ambassadors program is also something pretty groundbreaking. Ambassadors at MVHS promote social-emotional learning, make MVHS a more equitable environment for all, and are changing the toxic culture related to academics. We are on our way. Finally, let's all agree that we are not machines that need to be spit information and processed. We are humans that want to learn and grow within these early years of our life. All of you sitting here and watching this are going to be future leaders in power. You're going to be able to vote and make an impact in your community. So, given what I have told you, what are you going to do to change this educational experience for the sake of us and the future of America? Thank you.